Isn't it really horrible when our children say things to us that we just can't imagine how they got to thinking that way? Like the day when my son said to me, "I don't think I have any friends, Mummy." Well, you know, when that happens, what do we do automatically? When they're worried about something, or when they come out with some statement that you go, "Oh my goodness me, that's not true." What do we really do automatically? We reassure them, don't we? We go, "Of course you have," or "It'll be fine," or "Don't worry about it, you'll be fine." But you know, that doesn't work that well, does it? And here's the reason it doesn't work. Because if your child says the words, "I don't think I have any friends, Mummy," in their minds, underneath that statement, they are creating a whole meaning for that. Their whole reality for that statement. So whatever we say to them in reassurance is never going to make any difference. It might make them feel a bit better, but they're still, in their minds, that's their truth for them. So our job as a parent, if we want to understand them now and really help them believe something else, is to find out what is in their minds that means that they think that. So there they are. Glum face. "I don't think I have any friends." And there are some really easy ways of doing that. Really easy ways. What we have to be thinking ourselves is what could be beneath that statement. So imagine you're going, like, you know, digging underneath the statement to find out, like, all the back stuff, that the evidence, if you like, that means that they have come to that conclusion. And one of the the easiest questions to ask. Ooh. Now I have to clean my board off of my sad-faced child. One of the easiest questions to ask of them is, how do you know? How do you know that you don't have any friends? Well, on this particular evening that Thomas came out with this statement, it's always at bedtime when they make statements like this, isn't it? You know, it's always some catastrophic statement that comes out of their mouths at bedtime. And on this particular evening, he said, you know, I don't have any friends, Mummy. And he was very tearful and concerned. And so, you know, I spent a long time with him asking him, well, how do you know? What do you mean? Is another really good question to ask. What do you mean? And what you're aiming for is to get their thoughts that are behind that statement. So as long as you keep thinking that, then you can start directing your questions into what's behind the statement. Well, what was very interesting on that particular night was that actually we talked about, well, how do you know? Well, it came out that his meaning for the word friends was something which was almost unattainable. So he had in his mind that friends meant somebody who would literally lay their life down for you in the middle of the road. And, you know, I said, well, you know, well, then maybe what we need to be thinking about is, how do you know when somebody's your friend? So I was then able to, once I had completely understood what he meant by this statement, when actually what was underneath it was something I would never have worked out for myself before that. Something that meant that in his own mind he was upsetting himself. And the reality, of course, was that you know, he said to me, well, it's all very well for you, Mummy. You've got loads of friends. You make friends really easily. Everybody says hello to you. Oh, okay. So is making friends about everybody saying hello? Well, of course we have this very tearful evening, and then in the morning what happens? We go into school and we get out of the car, and the first person we see comes up, hello Tommy mate. I said, oh, friend of yours? He looks at me very sheepishly. Well, yeah. And the next one, hi Tom, how's it going? Oh, another friend of yours? Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you know, and isn't it interesting how children get themselves, or in fact adults do as well of course, get themselves into a tiz about problems that they are actually creating in their minds. And some well-placed questions, how do you know that, whatever the statement is, or what do you mean about the statement, can really start unravelling. So try those questions out when your children say, make a statement that makes you wonder, and good luck with that. See you next time.